Hi guys, this is SDJR88 speaking with a quick update on the Garden Railway. Now, as you can see, it's a beautiful sunny day today, perfect for running trains in the garden. Sadly, I haven't got enough time to set up the controller or anything for the electric fleet, so I decided to, for the purpose of this video, to quickly get out one of the battery-powered locos. Now, believe it or not, that locomotive running around at the moment that you can see is actually a Playmobil diesel shunter, and it really is, for the price, a superb model. As you can see, it's got this handheld radio control set. It's got the engine noise, which you can hear running at the moment. It's also got an option there for switching on and off the lights, and then you've got this button here which operates the horn. I mean, it really is a superb model for the money, and it can really pull as well. It's got 2 motors in there, and it also runs off of AA batteries. And the charging time for these batteries is about 45 minutes with the charger I've got anyway. They don't come with a model, you have to buy them separately. But it's about a 45-minute charge, and so far I've only charged it once and it's still going on the same charge. It's going a bit slower now, so I think it might be running out, but so far I reckon I've been running it for at least 5 hours, and it really is doing well. So anyway, without further ado, let's have a closer look and see what has changed on the layout. The first change since the last update is of course the situation on the weeds. As you saw over the winter months in the previous update, weeds had grown up in between the rails and in other places which you shouldn't really be there. These have since been removed. The weed killer did work. After a couple of days they went a bit yellow, and then you just pulled them out and they came out with the roots and all, which is really good. But as you can see, we have had a bit of rain recently. Hard to believe it with the weather today, and you can see that a few of them have started creeping back. There's one right in between the sleeper just there, and they seem to have popped their heads up over the past few days. Now, believe it or not, that one isn't actually a weed. We've seemed to have figured it out that it's actually a bluebell, and in the flower beds around the track there are plenty of bluebells. This one must have been left in the flower bed when we dug it out last year in the soil below the ballast, and has since worked its way up. Of course, like the weeds, it will be removed. I think it'll be a recurring problem really with this section of line, as we didn't leave an underlay before we put the ballast down, so I think we are going to constantly keep on pulling weeds out every couple of months or so, just to keep it clear of the trains when they're running. I don't mind this personally. Eventually I'm sure we'll get most of them out, but for now they're going to keep on coming back, and as long as you just keep an eye on them and keep on pulling them out, we should be fine. But any new sections of track that will be laid in the future will of course have an underlay to stop weeds from in the first place, which really is a good idea. As has been seen in previous running videos, the electrics for the track work perfectly fine, and the locomotives have no issue whatsoever in getting around the track with electrical connections or anything like that. I was really worried that there might be an issue regarding maybe a dead point or anything like that. But one thing that I did spot though, especially in this section of track here where you can see the train crossing over now, to the rails, even when I laid them, were not lining up correctly. One rail was slightly amiss to the other, so when trains were heading back in this direction, they were hitting the rail and sort of jumping, and in some cases it was causing derailments on certain locos and stock. I was expecting a few derailments where ballast had moved around and stuff, and this was the main area where it was all happening, but this was easily fixed by these clever little, if I zoom out here, these clever little clips here. Now these are made by Piko, and they are rail joiners, and what they simply do is you've got a little Allen key in there, you simply unscrew them and put them over the fish plate and you tighten them up, and upon screwing them up it aligned the rails perfectly, much better than even when they first went down. And as you can see, the locomotives and rolling stock have no trouble at all crossing them. And also as well, by doing that, this at intervals around the track, I plan to add a few more in places where the rails have sort of split apart a bit. It also aids the electrical connection as well. So I'm really pleased with how these little joiners have gone on, and I highly recommend them to those of you who are also having connection trouble or rails not lining up. At the moment, the pond side siding is still looking a bit wild, but hopefully in the next few days this is soon to change. The plans are, with some nice weather coming up, that the ponds are going to be cleared out, and while the ponds have been drained, we're going to get easy access to the location where the siding is going to be, meaning it's going to be much more easier to weed out and of course start preparing the base for the track work. Now, although we haven't been really busy in removing the weeds, we have been working on something else, and the engineer has been hard at work again constructing this brilliant little bit of apparatus which I'm about to show you now. So as I've just mentioned, the engineer, i.e. my Gramp, has been hard at work in constructing this. Now this is a dockside wall for the pond side siding. Now, as you know, there is quite a height difference between the loop and the pond's side itself. So a wall of some sort or an embankment was needed to hold back the ballast and all the underlay and all the other bits and pieces which would be used to support the track. Now, originally we were going to hammer a couple of stakes into the ground and have some sort of thin bits of wood, maybe a bit of ply or something, along the front that would be decorated up a bit like the bridges, and that would hold back the ballast. Now, there were a couple of problems with that. One, I didn't think it would be strong enough to hold back all the stones once in place, and it would be a bit flimsy. And two, it would just take such a long time to set up. Now, the easiest point of access to that to the construction of that siding is actually in the pond itself. So when we're cleaning out the pond, which will hopefully be in the next couple of days, when it's all drained out, we'll be able to stand in the pond itself. And with this prefabbed, like it is now, we can just simply plonk this into place once we've cleared all the soil and all the weeds out, of course. Put the underlay in there, then the hardcore, and then the ballast, and of course the stakes to support the track. And then it will literally be all ready to go. If we did the other idea with all the little separate stakes and the hammering the plywood to that, it would take a lot longer, and of course the end result wouldn't be as good. So it's been pre-fabbed from a number of bits of wood. This bit will go along the actual pond edge itself, and that bit will go behind the statue. And then we've also got this fence on here. Now this is for two reasons. The first is obviously to stop trains from falling in the drink if they do derail there. It's quite hard to see the track, well when it's down anyway, from where the controller is to. So I'd rather have a safety feature to stop trains from falling in the pond if they do derail. I doubt that will happen anyway, but it's always better to be safe than sorry. Another reason is there is a pond net on top of the pond to obviously stop the heron from stealing fish, which it has done for many, many years. And one way to attach the net is to the top of these fences here. Now, when the track is in place, I imagine it will just be below the rim of the top here. And the fences do look pretty high. If they are too high, once we've got it in place, we can easily chop this one off and have just the one bar on there, which would be strong enough. But for now, it looks brilliant. And of course, when we do get around to cleaning out the pond, we can simply just get in there, clear the weeds out, plonk this in place, and we'll be practically all ready to go and finally get around to adding the pond side siding. There's been two new additions to lineside buildings in recent days, and as you can see here, we now have a new lighthouse and a windmill. Now, in the past I've had lots of suggestions for different types of buildings that would look good around the pond, and on trips to garden centres and other things, I've been looking out for sort of buildings that might look suitable around the trackside. And I went to a certain store, mega store, and I found these two for the amazing price of $9.99 each, which I was absolutely blown away by. Now, as you can see, there's the lighthouse. The new lighthouse has taken the place of the old lighthouse, and the old lighthouse is just located off scene to the right in the other corner of the pond. Now, the difference between the new lighthouse and the old lighthouse is the new one actually has a brighter light, and it also is a rotating light, like a real lighthouse, and at night it looks absolutely stunning. Again, it is solar powered, and also the windmill, which you can see there, is also solar powered. Sadly, the blades or the sails are not operated by a motor or anything. It's just the wind that turns them, but there is lighting inside, so all the little windows light up at night, and it really does look superb with all three in action, reflecting in the pond along with the bridge at night. And we'll round off this update with them in action. Now, as I mentioned in the last update, there are plans for a little extension to the line, i.e. It was going to be a little siding with an engine shed. This has since changed, and the plans are now much bigger. The plans now are to have a full extended loop, which will extend all the way from where the locomotive is about now. A pair of points will go in, and the track will go all the way along here, through this flower bed, up round the back of that tree there, round by the concrete. It will then loop round. There's a bit of concrete around the back there. It will then loop in, go along there, and then join back on to the track here, extending the total loop of the track by a good third, which or 2/3 in a way. So I'm really pleased with this development. I've been given permission to dig up the flower bed and install the track, and it will definitely provide a lot more fun and, of course, length to the actual track itself. Now, it hopefully should be a bit simpler than when we constructed the main section of the line. As you know, on this side of the line, we had to raise the flower bed to get the level of the track. On that side, over this flower bed area, luckily it is all really sort of dug in, so it will really just be a little tiny bit of cutting work. Down the front there, where the flowers are touching the lawn, there'll be a bit of a build up, like what we have done around the front here. A few stones and a tiny bit of concrete to hold all the ballast in, and then the rest of it is just digging out a bit of soil, lining the edges, a bit like what we've done over by where the points are for the pond side siding. So hopefully not much work. As I mentioned, I will be putting an under layer of like a weed net or some polythene in the track bed there to stop weeds from growing up. As I can imagine, as you can see, there's quite a lot of bluebells there. Some of them will be removed, the majority of them will stay, and of course I could see them, if we didn't put any underlay, growing up through the track and causing havoc in a couple of months' time. But really exciting developments, and I hope to bring you more on this plan extension in hopefully the not too distant future. But for now, it's getting the pond side siding all done and dusted, and once that's sorted, and after a couple of more running sessions, of course, we'll get round to installing the new points and the extension. The great thing about these points being installed is it means that once the points are installed, I can continue running the loop, the current loop, and I can basically just extend the track as and when, as I will still have the train's running on at the moment to whenever the weather's nice, and I can really take my time in installing this new section. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this update, and I hope to bring you more very soon. I will end this video with, of course, a few little clips of the new lighthouse and windmill in action. So anyway, this has been SDJR Son F88 speaking, and thanks for watching.